Hi everyone, this is Emily and I'm a digital transformation consultant with Hyperbots. Today we are speaking with Claudia Mejia about the complexities of sales and use tax compliance, focusing on the role of shipping to and shipping from addresses. So thank you so much for joining us, Claudia.
Hi, Emily. Thank you for having me.
So in this discussion, Claudia, we'll also talk about how AI can streamline tax compliance by automating address detection and rate application. So the first question that I'd ask you is, could you start by explaining how the shipping to address impacts sales and use tax calculations?
Yeah, sure. So basically, shipping to address determines what is the calculation for the sales tax. And usually, basically, is determined where the goods are delivered, not necessarily where the seller is at. So in these cases, a system determines not only the states, the county, and the city taxes for that transaction.
Got it. And how does the shipping from address impact sales tax in states that follow an origin based approach?
So there are the destination-based states, and in the United States, we also have origin-based states. There are about 12 states that are origin-based, and basically what that means is that the sales tax calculation is based on the origin of where the seller is at. That creates simplification for the state, but it might not necessarily simplify the fact that when certain goods are shipped to outside the state also will follow the destination taxes rules. So there is a little bit of complexity of that as well.
Understood. So, Claudia, would you be able to provide examples of states that use destination based versus origin based sales tax policies?
So, for example, New York, Florida, they use destination base. So the calculations are done based on where the chips are delivered to. And like I said, there are about 12 states that are origin based. Some of them are Illinois, Arizona, Missouri, Ohio. And then basically they will calculate the rates, the tax rates based on the origin within the state. But if they're cheap outside it, they will follow the destination.
Understood. So, how does the variation in tax policies affect businesses operating across multiple states?
Well, it creates a lot of complexity, right? So when you have not only a provider that is in multiple states, but also, let's say, that sells across the country. So there is a lot of setups that needs to be done to make sure you follow compliance for those that need to follow origin-based versus destination-based. So systems have to be flexible to adapt for those rules. And I will say it's complex, but if you have the good sets of rules, you'll be able to manage. But there are other ways that you can do it more efficiently.
Got it. So, what role does economic nexus play in determining sales tax obligation and how exactly does it affect multi state businesses?
So economic nexus basically means that there are some obligation to collect tax based on the state, and also is ruled by the threshold of the revenue. So for example, if you sell to California and there is a revenue over 500,000, then you will have to collect sales tax in the state of California, even though you are, let's say, in an origin-based state. So those are other complications and other rules that you need to make sure that you adapt as you grow sales in another.
Understood. And Claudia, how can AI help automate the detection of shipping to and shipping from addresses on the invoice?
So AI will use OCRs and NLP, natural language processing, to basically read the invoices, read purchase orders. So when the AI reads, for example, the shipping to address or shipping from address, they will calculate automatically the taxes instead of always trying to making sure that all these rules are in the system, AI will automatically calculate.
Got it. And how does AI help ensure that the correct tax rate is applied based on these different addresses?
So you can have like a database with these rules, and then AI can read the rules, read the invoices, read the rules, and basically apply them, right? But also the LLMs will have information of those rules that can also just read it and apply it automatically. And kind of that's the beauty of AI. You don't have to have manual entries of these taxes all the time or verification of these databases. I can do it by itself, pretty much.
Got it. So, just out of curiosity, can AI help businesses monitor and comply with economic nexus thresholds across the different states?
Yes, so the beauty of AI is that it's proactive in the sense that if we understand that, or if we know that we have to comply with the economic nexus, that means that there are certain thresholds of revenue. We can set up those thresholds, and AI will know when those thresholds are coming up. And it can basically acknowledge proactively to make sure that the company register and follow the right rules and compliance for that. So instead of a person always trying to figure out where is my revenue, which states, it would be very complex to do it while AI does it proactively for you.
Also, Claudia, how can AI assist in automating use tax calculations for out of state purchases?
Well, the same way that it does it for the seller, it will work the other way around, right? And so let's say that we have a purchase and somebody, the seller, did not calculate the sales tax, then it will flag the issue. It will tell you, hey, you were not applied the sales tax. So it kind of is a self-assessment to
Mhm.
make sure that you don't have penalties or other audit compliance to follow after. So that's also the beauty of it.
Got it. And just one last question, Claudia, to summarize everything. What additional benefits can AI provide for sales and use tax compliance, especially during audits?
Well, you want to make sure that your records are very sound, right? So AI will help with flag inconsistencies, flag errors, or missing cell tags. So if you have those setups, you'll be able to catch a lot of errors that maybe the human won't be able to do in a day-to-day operations. And then your audits will go faster, more efficient. People will basically use their time in more important activities than just trying to follow transactions. Also, AI will read patterns and the reporting of the insights. It will be proactively telling you some important information about that.
Got it. So, thank you so much, Claudia, for sharing these insights on sales and use tax compliance. It's pretty clear that leveraging AI can greatly simplify the complexities of multi state tax obligation and also sort of help businesses maintain compliance more effectively. So, thank you so much for talking to us about such an imperative topic.
No, thank you, Emily. Very much appreciated.